Hello and welcome to World Tour Virtual, and we are here in Slovenia at Gozdno to restart the season once more. So without further ado, let's take a look at how the grid and reverse championship standings is looking right now with everybody. So Bluebell Boy will be starting off at first in Q1. Then Belgian Senna, Jake, Suicide, Arcaniac, Butter, Stefano, Kraft, Botti, and Emma Box. Starring the top 10, since they are the bottom 10 in the championship standings, with Jake, Belgian Senna, Bluebell Boy, and Suicide not scoring any points so far, while two of them, or three of them, will be looking to change that today. Jake lost his final chance, at least with spending tokens. He might still be able to score a miracle point score sometime in this second half of the season, but he has run out of tokens. And then we have Levi, Shiloh, Amateur, Julo, Skip, Mr. Crunk, Kami, Corvid, Not That Guy, and Giroudi. With the Renaults followed by Peugeots starting at the back. But yeah, let's get right away into Q1. Here we go for Q1 underway. Take a look to see the fastest lap. See who can get the fastest lap at this track. This track has sort of a cross-country vibe to it, and while they're going at their first laps, let's take a look at the tokens real quick, because both Alfa Romeos not spending any tokens whatsoever. Important token spenders, however, are drivers who have not scored a single point yet, but we'll be back to that as Bluebell Boy crosses the line over 39.60. Butter currently with the quickest time of 38.78, and he is way ahead of the competition at the current moment, but we'll see how it continues. Will they be able to improve on their second lap? That's the question, really. Is the tire wear good enough for them? Is the grip of the car good enough to improve on the second lap? It looks like both Butter and Suicide take a bit of grass there. That first chicane, and Suicide takes some grass on the last turn, but he uses a boost to go across, but it doesn't look like anyone's improved, so they'll be going into the pits shortly, possibly at the end of this lap even. As we're a third of the way through, let's go back to the tokens. Levy and Botti, the Audi drivers, spending decent amounts of tokens, spending 3 and 2 tokens respectively, putting up the Q1 relegation line here. Those 5 drivers at the bottom be the ones relegated and unable to compete in round 2 of qualifying. And Levy right now in 12th, Botti qualified right now in 5th, which is very good for the Audi team there. This is of course qualifying for the sprint. Dex, Kraft spending 3 and Butter spending 2, similar token strategy to Audi Cupra Leon drivers have come up with, and Butter currently on provisional first place for Q1, and Kraft down in 13th. Looks like spending 3 tokens is really the unlucky number. Next up, we've got the Honda Civics. Bluebell Boy spending 3 tokens. Jake, of course, out of tokens. Jake is qualifying down in 18th at the moment, looking to be relegated, but with the new grip, double grip upgrade package that they brought after the mid-season break, looks like Bluebell Boy is doing well. Third right now in Q1. Very solid. Hyundai Elantra drivers both spending 2 tokens for this race. That's Arcaniac and Belgian Senna, currently qualified 7th and 14th. For Hyundai i30, it's Stefano spending 5 tokens. He's qualified 10th, with his teammate spending no tokens. Amateur qualified on 17th, which is quite low. As for the Alfa Romeos, Mr. Crunk and Emma Box not spending any tokens. Emma Box qualified and fourth at the moment is placed in Q1, while Mr. Crunk is just in the relegation zone in 16th. So that's very concerning for Mr. Crunk. Will he be able to improve? As I think this is the lap where we can see some improvements. Oh, I think we saw someone there. Between Kraft and Belgian Senna, I think it was, but no changes in the relegation as far as I'm aware. Suicide spending 3 tokens wants to finally score the points, and he is qualified in sixth, so it's looking like not that hard a job for him. Shadow spending no tokens currently qualified in last and out of Q1, potentially, as we've got 2 minutes left. Not that guy spending 3 tokens and Girouni spending 2, not that guy is qualified currently. Oh, he's just put it on provisional poll, and that's what happens when you're talking about the tokens for too long. You miss qualifying events just like that. It's provisional first place for Q1. It's not pole position yet. Girouni's qualified in 5th. Kamikaze is spending 3 tokens, but he's qualified down in 17th. Corvid spending none is qualified in 13th. That's looking really weird for Kami. We'll have to double check that one. Julo spending 2 and Skip spending 4, qualified 9th and 11th. That's quite surprising for a team that had a dominant performance in Austria and have easily the strongest car in all aspects, especially with that 9 grip. Maybe they're just hiding their true colors right now, but we've got not that guy, provisional first place at the moment. Take a look at how the upgrades are doing. We had a double turbo success for Alfa Romeo, a speed success for both Audi and Renault, a single turbo success for Hyundai i30, which brings them up to a whopping 9 turbo. A grip upgrade success for Peugeot brings them up to 9, joint with Volkswagen. Double grip upgrade for Honda, which is why you're seeing Bluebell Boy performing quite solidly right now. And an acceleration upgrade for Cupra Leon. And with a speed upgrade, Audi have caught up in the index, but who knows how accurate that index may be, but it looks like not that guy is the fastest in Q1. Looks like a Steam notification as well. Looks like a second Steam notification as well. Butter in second in Q1, then Suicide, Girouni, Bluebell Boy, Levy, Skip, Julo, Emma Box, Botti, Corvid, Arcaniac. Got someone in there. Can't read their name. Kamikaze gets out of Q1 after all, 14th. Kraft 15th, and it's Belgian Senna, Mr. Crunk, Amateur, Jakey, and Shiloh that are out. Fortunate for them. But they are out in Q1. We'll get to see the results in just a second. Of course, we were on board with Butter here. He's finished second in Q1. Looks like a strong result. So let's see the result. So here they are. Not that guy, yep. And out are indeed Belgian Senna, Mr. Crunk, Amateur, Jakey, and Shiloh. That's 5 different teams. And Stefano was the name that I could not read. We've got some over 40-second lap times at the back here. 38.50, our fastest lap of Q1. Let's go straight into Q2. Here we go for Q2. Turns out that I did mix up Corvid and Kamikaze, so Corvid will be starting from 14th, Kami from 11th for Q2. And of course the tokens have been fixed, that error has been fixed, but here's the relegation line, and let's see what laps our drivers can do. The target to beat is that 38.50 set by Not That Guy in the first qualifying round. But we did not have many sub 39s. We only had Not that guy's 38.50 and Butter's 38.78. And it looks like they sort of ran away here at the start. Butter with a boost, Butter with a 39.38, so no one goes. Kami goes tied with Butter for 39.38. No one at that sub 39. And of course, with the tires now getting more worn, I doubt most drivers will be able to improve their times unless, of course, they underperformed. Like, not that guy with 40.37 there, and also with 9 grip in the car. I think he might be able to just improve, but has to slow down there rapidly, losing a lot of time. Now goes through the final turn quite well, quite smoothly, and it is a 38.93. Puts it on first place for Q2, but of course the main focus is that relegation line, and right now it looks like Bluebell Boy, Arcaniac, Craft, Emma Box, and Corvid, who are going to be relegated, are going to be eliminated from Q2, won't be able to participate in Q3. Stefano with a good 9th place. Of course, it's not quite guaranteed, but he is trying the best he can as the only Hyundai i30 driver left in qualifying for the sprint. Got Butter, Suicide, and Botti performing quite well for some of the more mid-range teams. Skip and Julo stepping up a notch for Q2, and of course Kamikaze, of course with the big apologies for the tokens getting mixed up in Q1, and I know that Sue said back in Bruno asked if that was the same between him and Shiloh, because Shiloh on no tokens had managed to finish in the points. Sue said finished at the back with 3 tokens. And I can say for certain that I did not mix Suicide and Shiloh's tokens up back then, as the thing is that player tokens, player levels, I usually only have to change them once, because even if you shuffle them between like team slots, they remain with the same levels, and I knew for a fact that Suicide's level remained unchanged. The driver skill level. Anyways, just wanted to assure him that there was not a mix-up that happened here today. Feels kind of awkward for one to happen today. But it's all sorted now, and Girouni with a sub 38 as Q2 is nearing an end. Girouni with 37.93 and Skip with an equally impressive 38.03. Kamikaze in third, 38.53. Nearly joining Jerry and Skip in that club of people who beat the Q1 lap time, but not just missed out on it. Not that guy, fourth, Butter, Botti, Suicide, Levy, Julo, Stefano. It is Bluebell Boy, Arcaniac, and Jesus Christ, why does it have to cover up the 13th position? And Kraft and Emma Box. Looks like Corvid there, 13th. Just to make sure across the line we go. Stefano definitely does not improve. I doubt anyone else will manage. Can never know, but Bluebell Boy, Arcaniac, Corvid, Kraft, and Emma Box are eliminated from Q2. Let's take a look at the results. Here are the Q2 results, and yep, Bluebell Boy, Arcaniac, Corvid, Kraft, and Emma Box eliminated, and here's your lucky top 10 Q3. Got both Julo and Skip, both Girouni and Not That Guy, only Kami of the Renault team, only Butter, only Botti and Levy. It's impressive for the Audis, only Suicide and only Stefano. So, let's get straight into Q3, and then we can go straight to the sprint. Here we go for Q3, 2 minutes, to get that pole position, and off they go immediately, Jiruni and Skip. Of course, Jiruni setting the only sub-38 time so far in qualifying, but can anyone beat that 37.93 time? And it looks like Skip is ahead of the pack at the current moment. Not that guy, also with a quick start on this flying lap. Of course, starting off with a flying lap, usually you'd expect the lap after the outlap to be the flying lap, but in case of starts here, the first lap is often the quickest, and Skip sets a 38.50, no, that guy 38.55, Kamikaze with 39.55, Julo with a 39.60, Butter with a 39.62, Levy with a 39.65. It's really close between 3rd and 6th, and then Balti with 40.47, Suicide with 40.41, Girini with 41.08, tied with Stefano, and Girini will not be happy with that first one, but there's still a chance to improve in your second lap if your first lap was objectively worse than you could do. And Kamikaze sets on pole with 38.20. Girini only goes 7th fastest with a 39.83. Not that guy, now just 800ths behind Kamikaze's pole time. And as it's lap 3, they will be heading into the pits, but it's too late now. It's Kamikaze on pole position after qualifying only 14th in Q3 due to a token's error. And he's managed to really crawl his way out of that one and put it on pole for the sprint at Gozdno. Not that guy will be starting at the front row, second row locked out by Volkswagen Golf, and then Butter, Levy, Chiruni, Balti, Suicide, and Stefano will be starting from 10th. Of course, top 8 score points in the sprint, so Suicide and Stefano will be looking to catch there, but let's just take a look at the results. So here we are, Q3 results, and the top half of the grid will be lining up in this order. Again, solid performance for Audi 6 and 8 qualified. Peugeot still trying to keep that lead, 2nd and 7th. They'll be hoping to finish solidly within the points, but Volkswagen are challenging them here, 3rd and 4th, and Renault are still not out of this. Kamikaze in 1st, and Corvid not that far behind. He could potentially even challenge for points, if not in the sprint, then in the race. Of course, the sprint will set the grid for the race, and this has set the grid for the sprint, so let's get right to the sprint, taking a look at the entire grid as it is after qualifying. Here it is. Kami starts on pole position for the sprint. Not that guy on the front row locked out again. Volkswagen, second row locked out. Butter in 5th, Levy in 6th. Girini qualified 7th, Botti starting from 8th, 9th Suicide, 10th Stefano, 11th Bluebell Boy, 12th Arcaniac, 13th Corvid, 14th Kraft, 15th Emma Box, 16th Belgian Senna, 17th Mr. Crunk, 18th Amateurs, 19th Jake, and from last starts Shiloh. Let's get right into the sprint, the 15-lap sprint at Gozdno. Here we go. Here we are, 15 laps. How will our drivers, what will be the strategies? Looks like softs can last for somewhere between 5 to 8 laps, more on a lower scale there, and not that guy already going into the lead of the sprint as Kami is caught lacking a bit there. Oh my god, lots of crashes at the back, accidentally went there. Light rain coming in after the first lap. Julo is up into 2nd, Butter up into 4th, and gunning for that podium, that sprint podium is Butter, and he is ahead of Kami, and Skip also getting his way past Kami and Butter with a bit of use of the boost, and Kami gets slammed into the pit wall, and everyone's pitting, but it's going to be dry soon. Got some wet runners, got some inter runners. Will we see anyone stay out? Kraft is staying out on dry mediums. Julo is on the inters fighting with his teammate who's on the wets. Julo will end up the winner out of here, but both will have to pit, and it looks like he might not end up the winner after all. Not that guy, and Kamikaze catch up to the Volkswagen runners now. Kraft falling down to 13th alongside Arcaniac, who also did not pit. We also have Jake and Shallow drivers at the back. They had nothing to lose, so they did not pit, and they lost more. Not that guy, first one into the pits. Julo and Kamikaze on the enters. Stay out, they can go a lap on the dry, but is it a good choice? They're fighting each other for the win as well, and we're already having crazy scenes here at Gozdno, and Kami makes a mistake, but it's not enough for Jewel to run away, and they're just having crazy battle. Enters on dry weather on dry weather conditions. Not that guy gets out much better than Skip. Skip's stuck fighting Corvid who's on enters, but what a start for Corvid that is. Looks to be in 5th right now as Skip has gone past him up from 13th. Levy is in 10th, Botti in 8th, so that's a okay start uh, for Audi, and now Kami and Julo are into the pits, and Not That Guy is into the lead of the race on the softs. Now, can the softs last? I think he will have to pit again. Skip on the mediums also will probably have to pit again. I wonder if the hards can last without needing any extra stops, but right now it's Not That Guy leading the sprint race. He's got the fastest lap of 39.57. We've seen in qualifying that can definitely be beaten, but will it be beaten during a race with tire roll will have to be seen. Skip in second, currently looking to chase down Not That Guy as the softs inevitably wear down. Girouni is making a double sprint podium for Peugeot at the moment, took advantage of that chaos butter behind him in 4th. Julo and Kamikaze, wrong decision to stay out on the enters, even though you'd think that the decision to pit for enters would have been better in such minimal rain conditions. Turns out that the wets were the right choice, mainly because they pit when they needed to pit. Botti is fighting behind them in 7th, Levy up into 8th, so it's double sprint points at the current moment for the Audi team. Corvid in 9th, just outside of the points. For Renault, with Kami, of course, in 5th. Him and Julo having taken a massive loss because of staying out that extra lap with the Inter's Kraft, who stayed out during the rain on the mediums in 10th, and he's fighting off Arcaniac and Stefano close behind him. Then we have Belgian Senna, Suicide, Emma Box, Amateur, Bluebell Boy has dropped a few positions down, not looking great for Honda Civic. They appear to be cursed, even with what I'd wager is quite a solid car right now. 6 grip is not that bad, and they should be fighting for points position, especially when they're spending free tokens, but it does not look like it's happening for Bluebell Boy in the sprint, though he has gone on the hard set, and we'll see if he can make it last 50 laps, which I doubt. We'll see if he can make it work. Gets past Emma Box here, Jake, and then finally we have Shiloh and last, enjoying a leisurely drive here, but it's back to the chaos up top. Not that guy, as tires are really starting to wear now, and look at that, Skip using his recharging boost to get past, gets the fastest lap of the race, gets into first on the mediums. Those mediums have much more life in them than the softs do at this current point, and Skip is battling past the first blue flag driver, goes a bit wide there, slams into the back of Shiloh. Shiloh is slowing him down a considerable amount, and Not That Guy has managed to catch back up at the current moment. Is he going to try for an overtake? Those softs will soon be in pitting conditions. Doesn't manage it, gets forced a bit wide, and he does go into the pits. What's he going to pit for? I think mediums would be a solid bet here, judging by how Skip's mediums have performed, but he pits onto softs, and that's very interesting. Girouni pitting onto mediums, though. He does have 9 grip, so if any driver can get away with pitting onto softs, it's either a Peugeot or a Volkswagen driver. Butter up into 3rd, Levy up into 4th, Kami up into 5th as Girouni has pitted, but Girouni is trying to get past him as quickly as possible, and there he goes. past all three of them who are on worn hards, worn mediums, struggling a lot more than Girouni is on his fresh tires. Julo is down into 9th as Corvid is taking up the final Renault position. That is because Julo has pitted Suicide, spending 3 tokens down in 11th. He won't be happy with this. I know for a fact I mix up the tokens. You can even see Shallow is not performing that well, even though we had the Corvid and Kami. But enough about mixing up tokens. Suicide up into 10th now. He is 11 seconds behind the top 9. At least he'll be hoping to battle for a position in the actual Gozdno race if he does not manage to make his way into the points here, which it looks pretty unlikely. Right now we've got Not That Guy back into first after Skep has also pit for softs. Skep 4 seconds behind. Not That Guy really used that undercut, but it'll remain to be seen if Not That Guy can bring those softs to the end. We're on lap 11 now, midway through, and it is a Peugeot Volkswagen battle. Julo up into 7th place. At the current moment, Suicide looks to have gained some ground due to staying out on those hards, but will he stay out until lap 15? That remains to be seen. Not That Guy still leading. Skip in second, Girouni still getting that double Peugeot sprint podium as of the current moment. Which is not great news for Volkswagen, who are looking to catch up to Peugeot in the standings, but with such an impressive performance like this, if they can bring it into the actual race, where there's of course many more points on the line, then Peugeot look to have this championship in the bag already. Suicide does indeed go into the pits, which will just cost him quite a few grid positions here. Will it be better than staying out? We'll have to see. He goes on the softs here. He's slowing down Skip a little bit. Skip looking to catch Not That Guy, whose softs are now fairly worn. Any other stuff happening? Julo is up into 5th now with his strategy, so that's really good news for Volkswagen. 6th is Lev, as 7th is Botti, as Corvin has pit onto softs with 3 laps to go. Interesting choice. He will get past Botti here, but will he be able to catch up to Levy? Not That Guy on the penultimate lap of the race now, and he's still 2.6 seconds in the lead against Skip, who's got slight advantage on those softs, just 1 or 2 laps of wear, and that's really the only advantage he has, but he is now 1.6 seconds behind, and Not That Guy is struggling with Arcaniac and Kraft in front of him, and that gap is down to 1.05 seconds. Suicide causing a little trouble for Skip, and Not That Guy gets past his blue flag drivers, and now Skip has to get past all 3 of Arcaniac, Kraft, and Suicide, and he also goes wide, and he's losing more time, and it's the final lap of the sprint race. How will the sprint end? Will Not That Guy manage to take this win? Anything could happen here, but Skip is getting slowed down by the blue flag drivers just as much as Not That Guy was. Gets past all of them at one corner. Brilliant move, but goes wide here. Loses a bit of time, goes wide. He's going wide exactly at the same spots where Not That Guy is. And he is getting really close. He's under a second, half a second to Not That Guy. All he needs now is Not That Guy to go wide at a spot where he won't. But Not That Guy does not go wide at the first chicane. Skip does, and Not That Guy wins the sprint. Skip in second, and Girouni, leisurely with no one to challenge him, gets the sprint podium, the double sprint podium. For the Peugeot team. Levy, great sprint for him. He's up into 4th, and he will also be starting from that position. Kamikaze down from pole position into 5th, but his teammate Corvid from 13th into 6th place. Amazing stuff from him. And now Botti is here in 7th, and Butter looks to have just beaten Julo to the sprint points. Otherwise, we would have seen only 4 teams in the top 8 of the sprint. But Butter just beats out Julo to 8th place. Suicide still holds down 10th. and it's a good starting position for him for the race. No points for him or Julo Bluebell Boy, 11th, Kraft 12th, Stefano 13th, Arcaniac 14th. Amateur will be crossing the line in 15th after 15 laps of racing. No points for the Hyundai i30. Stefano dropped from 10th to 13th for the actual race grid, which is quite disappointing to see. Bluebell Boy, however, recovered after a bad start, starting from 11th, still has chance of those first points for Honda Civic. Belgian Senna finishes 17th, Shallow 18th, Mr. Crunk 19th, and Emma Box 20th. Disastrous sprint for Alfa Romeo, and they'll be starting from the back. Spending no tokens, however, so you can't really be too disappointed. It looks like their car is just not up to par in comparison to others. But here you go, not that guy. Just managed to stay ahead of Skip and win the sprint race for Peugeot. See you soon for the Gozdno race. The Gozdno T-Prix with 30 laps full of exciting action. See you then.